what are we talking about today?
What are we? I don't even know. Take 3. What I do remember is that it was really sad.
Oh wow. The big boss died. Are you forgetting? Oh, spoilers. We should probably be saying spoilers.
We need to stop saying. We need to stop.
Welcome to Beyond Hollywood. I'm your host, Cynthia McKenna.
And I'm Nadia.
And today we are talking about Ji Chang Wook.
Yeah.
But before that, as always, I like to find out, Nadia, what are you watching?
Ooh. So right now I'm watching Forecasting Love and Weather
Mm-hmm.
and 25-21. That's
those
it,
are
actually.
2 Korean. Yeah.
They come every Saturday and Sunday. Mm-hmm.
I've seen Forecasting Love and Weather is very steamy online.
I mean, actually, not really. It's
exaggerated.
Yes, that's it. It's exaggerated. The steamy scenes are like the steamy scene. Actually, it's a steamy scene.
Mm-hmm.
Is it the end of episode 1 or episode 2? The beginning, like somewhere in one of those 2 episodes. But majority of it, like I'd say 90%. Okay, maybe not 90. 80% of it is about like their work life. And then there's like now 10% of them like figuring out, the other 20% is now them like figuring out their love life, especially since they're attracted to each other and their exes cheated on them. So that's like, for me, that's when I'm watching it, I realize that 20% is now the romance. 80% of it is just the life of being working in the meteorology. Yeah.
Cool. And 25-21 is about, I've not even bothered to check what it's about.
25-21 is about this couple who were taken back in time through female lead's daughter. She's reading the female lead's diary, about her life and how she got to where she's at right now. And why it's 25-21, I think it's because that was a very important age for her and the main lead. So she was 21 and he was 25. But we actually start watching them from when they're 18, because they meet when 18 and he's. And you remember now when we were talking about how majority of Korean dramas always have like that overarching theme that they are talking about. So in 25-21, it's about the IMF, like what happened during the IMF in the late, I don't know if it's late 80s or late 90s, one of those. But you get to see how South Koreans navigated that economic situation and how people were treated, especially people whose companies who were from like rich families. And then like now that's the main lead, he was from a very rich family. And now his dad has been branded as a financial criminal. So we get to watch how this man who was living a good life. He was excited about life. He had dreams to work for NASA and everything. And just the economic situation completely destroyed that. And then he meets the female lead who's enthusiastic and just has this go approach towards life. And she's but she's also working towards her own goals. She ends up inspiring him to like want more out of life. So I think he's her first love, but we now don't really know because we still don't know if the daughter is like the main lead, the man's daughter, or who we don't know. But yeah, that's what 2521 is about.
It's so much deeper than I thought it was because I've seen a couple of clips on TikTok, but they are always centered on the chick doing like some fencing stuff. So I thought it's just this chick fencing stuff and this guy falling head over heels for her.
He doesn't even fall yet, to be honest. Like, you'd think he is fallen, but for me, when I still look, okay, people will say, maybe people will think he has fallen, but when I look at him, like the way he looks at her, there are times, yes, where you would be like, oh, I think he likes this girl. But I think that he has like this deep sense of admiration for her. Because fencing, she got it, and she still continues pursuing fencing despite all the odds. So people, her mom was like, yeah, you're not good at it. But she was like, no, I'm still going to fight for my dreams because I believe that I'm good at this thing. And the harder I work, the better for me. So he just loves her approach towards life, towards failure, towards success. And she's just so easy breezy with everything, where she's like, yeah, I mean, so he's able to draw so much strength from that. And it is deep, by the way. It really is very, very deep. Like, it's one of those shows that for me I watch and I need to just take a step back. I can't binge it. So the fact that it's ongoing works for me.
Damn.
Yeah. Because it's just, you finish an episode and you're like, whew, okay, that was something. But it's well written. That's what I'll say about it. It's very well written.
Awesome. I'm currently watching 3 different shows, which is okay. Let's start with the Chinese one. I'm watching Hello the Sharpshooter. Now that one, I am currently moving with it as it's released. Every day at 3 p.m., I am there live with everyone else watching Hello the Sharpshooter.
What? Are you serious? Okay. It's the dedication for me.
It's my break time. Okay. Wow. That's my break time.
That's crazy. Okay. I know it's on my list of C-dramas to watch.
Yeah. Just wait until it ends. It's not worth that kind of dedication for you, I feel. For me, yes.
Okay.
Like I've said before, I love the 2 actors, or I loved them in other films that I watched. So to see them together, to me, is just a dream come true. So I won't go into details about it. It's just basic. It's the most basic C-drama you'll ever get. The guy has amnesia, cannot remember the girl because of some accident we are yet to find out. He's obsessed about being a sharpshooter and being in the Olympics and whatever, and he's a captain, and the chick, she does her own V lives and then they work together and they come together to solve their mental problems because both of them have traumatic pasts. The whole shebang.
Yeah, I'm just like,
Yeah. Apparently, she can't let a certain guy, being him, touch her because she's so traumatized by their breakup. Still waiting to find out what that breakup was and that traumatized her that much. Anyway.
But I'm pretty sure I saw a scene of Hello Sharpshooter where they're kissing.
Yes, they do.
Or is that like later on? Because they were dating at that point, right?
Yeah. Okay. So they do kiss accidentally. Our accidental kiss. We love them.
No, that was not an accidental kiss. That was like an actual I'm your
kiss
boyfriend kind of thing.
Hold up. They do kiss accidentally at the beginning, and she faints and goes to the hospital. So they try and figure out ways to make her comfortable, like how many layers of clothes must he be wearing before she's uncomfortable. The kisses they do is like it has to have something in between, like a piece of paper or something. And then later on, I've seen that scene. We are yet to reach there. We're still in episode 24. I think it's somewhere in episode 30 something. They actually full on kiss. Yes. And because she's like, I'm healed. And he's like, oh, she's like, I'm healed. And he's like, I've waited 16 days. You owe me 32 kisses. We're starting now.
What? Okay. That's really interesting because the scene that I saw, they were in a bus.
They were in a bus?
Yeah, they were like in their team bus or something like that.
And they kissed?
I'm pretty sure they did. But anyway, who knows? I don't know. Maybe I just...
Maybe I missed that. But ideally, they're not supposed to be able to kiss.
Maybe it was another show. Could be another show.
Yeah. Well, we don't know.
Yeah, we don't know.
Oh, in episode 20. Okay. The other show I'm watching, and Nadia, I didn't tell you this so that I can have your raw reaction in this podcast. I'm watching Boys Over Flowers, the Thailand version. Now, go.
Let me tell you something. Do you know, that is just so funny because you said that. I've started watching it today.
For real?
Yes. And I've just reached, episode 1 because I started watching it today. Actually, I started watching it like about 30 minutes ago. So I'm still in episode 1. I'm still at the point where they're introducing, like the girl is like, talking about how bad those F4 boys are, and her uncle is like, but they have such good, they have such good character. Like everyone says such good things about them. So many things to say about this show.
So I'm guessing what happened to you is what happened to me, where you were bombarded with so many clips of Boys Over Flower, the Thailand version.
Yes.
And you're like, all right, fine, I'll watch the goddamn thing.
Yes. Like the curiosity just got to me. I was like, fine, you know what? Everyone keeps saying this is the best Boys Over Flower. Fine, let me watch it. I feel like the bullying is even worse in this one.
For real?
Or maybe I don't remember the first Boys Over Flower. Wait, I've watched 2. I've watched Meet Your Garden. God, I'm even ashamed of saying that. Anyway, okay, I'm not ashamed. I'm just embarrassed. Anyway, I've watched Meet Your Garden. I've watched now the OG Boys Over Flowers. Is that the Korean one?
Yeah.
Yes. With Lee Min Ho and his bad hair. But anyway.
Yes.
I do remember the bullying in Boys Over Flowers, like the original, being that bad. Like it was just... Or am I the one who just got it wrong?
I think you were focused so much on the romance. It was bad. See, there was a kid who tried committing suicide.
Yes! You know, that's what I was thinking about. I was like, my mind was like, okay, I can kind of remember there was like a suicidal element to this. But I wasn't sure if it was this drama that I was watching.
I bet it was. Even
there was a kid that tried to commit suicide, actually.
Yeah. The bullying was bad.
Yeah, the bullying is bad. No, I think just watching this one just made me wonder, like, why did someone even write this? Like, why was this a story? You know, And then we're going to have like a redemption arc for this man. For time. Oh gosh. Time and oh god. Like, anyway.
And his buddies. But I did find the concept of saying, I don't know if you've reached there yet. I don't think you have. There's a time when time, yeah, there's a time when time says, he tells the person he's bullying that the issue, I'm not the one who's bullying you, right? So these people won't go against me to beat me. These are people who they love anonymity, right? It's like the purge kind of. They love anonymity and they want to do things in secret. And I've just given them the permission to do those bad things in secret and let loose. I was like, I see where this is from. But I'm still like, someone needs to beat him up. Like really beat him up and not give him a love interest.
That's interesting. That's quite interesting.
But that was fun. And then the last one that I'm currently watching is Warrior Park Dong-soo, the one for Ji Chang Wook. And we'll talk about that one as we continue with the podcast. Yeah. All right.
Yay. Okay.
On to Ji Chang Wook and his amazingness. We will start, and I will ask you, Nadia, why do you love Ji Chang Wook?
So, one, I think he's a fantastic actor. He has range. I think I said that about Jang Hae-in. But anyway, Jang Hae-in is such a... Okay, we're not talking about Jang Hae-in. Why am I thinking about him? I meant Ji Chang Wook. Ji Chang Wook is a fantastic actor. He has range. I first started watching his shows. I think my first encounter with him was either Healer or K2. I'm not sure. One of the two. So I've watched quite a number of his shows. I've watched K2. I've watched Healer. I've watched Suspicious Partner. I've watched Melting Me Softly. What other show has he acted in? That guy. I kind of tried to watch Empress Gi, just because he was there, So those are like 4 shows that I've seriously watched, and then a show that I did try to watch was Empress Gi, which I didn't finish. I don't even think I got into it. I didn't. Another one that I tried to watch is his most recent work, actually, with that girl. With that female actress, what's her name?
Lovestruck in the City.
I never watched Backstreet Rookie, even though everyone was like, "Oh, it looks good." No, didn't bother. Lovestruck in the City. Lovestruck in the City. Kind of tried to watch it, but dropped it. But still watched the ending. So yeah. The only show that I've not watched of his is now Backstreet Rookie and that Chinese one that you're telling me about. And maybe like his earlier works or something like that. So why do I freaking love him? Because there's no show I've watched of his except Lovestruck in the City that I didn't like. And he's also so attractive. There's just something about the way he acts. Whether it's action, whether it's comedy, like these expressions he makes with his face, I freaking love it. I don't know. He's like a facial actor. I don't know. It's just if he's sad, you see that he's sad. If he's confused, you can see that he's confused. If he's angry, you can see that he's angry. And I love it. When he's in love, you can also see that he's in love. Apart from the fact that there's a time someone said that they hate him because he's done so much plastic surgery. I don't see it, because that man's face still moves, even though they were like, oh, his face doesn't move anymore, so I don't even like the way he acts. And I'm like, anyway, that's besides the point. So yeah, that was a lot about why I freaking like him. But he's just, apart from also being attractive, he's an attractive guy. An attractive guy, one of the best kissers in K-drama. Oh, like the list can keep going.
Nadia, only you would notice that. Among us.
Let me tell you. I'm even going to talk about it. You just wait.
Okay, I'm looking
But he's
forward to it.
He's honestly one of the best kissers in K. Like people who get into it, he's one of those. He gets into his role. I remember all his iconic kisses.
Okay.
Like I remember them. To the point that sometimes I'm like, let me go watch that again. He's a good kisser. Anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he seemed like a good kisser.
Well, camera tricks can also help, but yeah, I agree. I absolutely agree. I also freaking love Ji Chang Wook, and he's one of the few male Korean actors that you just find yourself watching one of his work, because he's just in so many things and so many different genres that you'll just stumble. Yeah, you just stumble into one of his great artistic works. Although for a very long time, I confused him with Lee Song Ji, the guy from Vagabond.
Okay.
Don't know why.
That's interesting. They don't look alike, but anyway.
I don't know. They gave me the same vibe, I guess. They actually no, they don't look alike at all. But for some reason, but for some reason, my mind would be like, isn't that Ji Chang Wook's work? And then I go check, and he's like, no, because when we were compiling the list of dramas we've watched, I remembered this drama about a king. It's called Siji Two King Hearts or something like that. King Two Hearts or something.
Yeah.
So I was like, wasn't that Ji Chang Wook? When I went, it was Lee Song Ji, and I was like, why are you confusing me like this?
I think it's because of his range. Like, it's exactly what you said. He's the kind of person who you're bound to find something that you like. If it's comedy, is there. I mean, Suspicious Partner is there. If it's action and a bit of romance in it, he's there. So you have K2, you have what's the other one called? Healer. If you're looking for like a melodrama kind of thing, you have Melting Me Softly, you have Lovestruck in the City, which is more like contemporary romance kind of vibe. I've not watched Backstreet Rookie, but I think it has a comedic element to it, right?
I thought I had watched it. I was confusing it with another one that had Lee Song Ji. I knew because when I was looking at the clips, I was like, no, this isn't what I thought I watched. So I haven't watched it.
I think when I last saw it, it had like a comedic element to it, but I watched the trailer and was like, no, this is not for me. So yeah. And then you have him there as well. If you're looking for historical stuff, he's there with Empress Gi,
For sure.
So
this is just my guy.
He's just that guy. He's that guy. Like once in a while, I hop onto his Instagram and I'm like, okay, yeah. Anyway.
I feel like I need to tell you the history, my journey with Ji Chang Wook, because we've been through a lot. Yeah, we've been through quite a lot. Okay, so the first ever film I watched for Ji Chang Wook, with no surprise to you, it was Empress Gi. And I loved it. I know you don't like that show, but I loved
No,
it.
I never said that I don't like it. I just said I never got into it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. So I'm indifferent.
okay. I
Yeah.
know you're indifferent to it, but I loved it. And I was seated yesterday thinking, why did I love Empress Chi so much? And I realized it was so close to my to one of my first C dramas, which was The King's Woman in concept. No, tough girl,
I
two
think I've
different.
watched The King's Woman. Okay, no, I haven't. Anyway.
The tough girl who's being fought for by two different guys and ends up with the guy you don't want her to end up with. That's what I felt Empress Chi was like.
Mm.
And Ji Chang Wook's character, I hated him to the core. I hated him so much as the emperor. I think it was called Ta Huan or something like that. I hated him so much that I said, I will never watch a Ji Chang Wook series ever again. Like
what? Like you just took it so personally. You were like, I hate this character. Sorry, I'm done. I'm done with you.
Like I was unable to separate his acting from him being a human being. I hated him so much because gosh, he was such a coward. And then the fact that Empress Chi ended up with him, and then the whole thing got into, it was so sad because I got to know she would end up with him because I was rooting for her to end up with the second lead. Wang Yu, I think was the character's name.
You had second lead syndrome. Okay, fine.
I did, and I had it so bad because the second lead was so nice, so courageous, wanted to put the empire strong, and to build the empire. Like he was that guy you could rely on, right? And I was like, Empress Chi, you gotta get with this guy because you're gonna go places. She ended up with the coward emperor. He was a puppet to other people who wanted their way.
But he loved her, right?
I don't care, man. He was covered.
I think the only thing I know about Empress Chi is that, well, apart from the fact that it had a strong female lead, which was what was important, because after all, the show was about her.
Her, yeah.
In his weakness, he still, or rather in his cowardliness, he still loved the Empress.
What's love got to do with it?
I mean, I'm just stating it. I don't know. I haven't watched the show, so I can't fully discuss it in depth. But
that's true.
But that's true. You're right. I mean, when you have a strong female lead, it's definitely a waste for them to end up with someone who doesn't seem to be like the right partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But since it was based on true historical events, of course.
But isn't it interesting because we tend to have the strong female, we tend to have the strong male lead. So it's nice to see once in a while the roles turn, the roles reversed. Where you have the stronger character being the woman. I mean, women are always strong, but now actually seeing it in a sense of like she possesses fortitude, literally. Like that's just her character, her personality.
And it's strength not behind evil. Because I find that women who are strong in most historical series, they are villains or they are the Mother Superior. Are they called Mother Superior? Like
it's usually the
king?
Mother Dowager, the Queen Dowager.
Yes, Queen Dowager, or like they are after some kind of power.
It's usually either the Queen Dowager, or once in a while, like in the most recent one that I watched, it was the villain. The main villain was the head of the, the court maids, the main court lady. She was the villain. I was like, but no. But she was a damn good villain, though. Yeah.
We love a good villain.
It's true.
We always love a good villain. Yeah,
Okay.
Hajiwon did a great job in Empress Gi, and that's why I followed her in King to Hearts, and that's why my head was like, oh, that one had Ji Chang Wook. It did not. So after my journey with Empress Gi, I saw a clip of K2, and I was like, this is interesting. Is it that guy who was a coward and now all of a sudden he's a macho man beating people with umbrellas? I like this.
Imagine.
I love this. So I entered into K2, Hila, and went down that Ji Chang Wook rabbit hole, and I realized I hated him so much because he's an incredible actor. So now I love him.
That's true. That's when you know someone is a fantastic actor. When you completely hate you detest the character to the point that you don't even like the person anymore. That's when you know that person has done they've acted it out well. Yes. Okay, so that was your journey.
Yeah.
No, okay. My journey, I can't figure out which of the two, like I said earlier, that I watched first. So I either started watching Hila. I either watched Hila first or K2. Which kind of sucks. I don't know why I don't remember this. Because it feels like it was so long ago. I mean, it was that period I think I must have watched Airs. So that's a long time ago. It's like almost 4 years.
That's a while back.
Like 3 to 4 years. Actually, it's more. It's actually 4 years ago. Could be 4 years. So I have a feeling I must have watched Hila first. A young Park Min Young, and today I had to watch the whatever's, like just a love story, like their love story, to refresh my mind because I don't even remember what that story was about. Hila and K2, literally don't remember what it was about. I was being overambitious, thinking that I'd be able to watch K2. I did not. So I'm still on episode 1, like rewatching it. I might just have to be realistic and say that maybe it will not happen. Anyway, so Hila, K2. K2 freaking loved it because I don't remember Hila, but K2 I freaking loved it. Oh wait, I remember Hila. I remember, was she like what was she doing there? I don't remember the guy. I don't remember Ji Chang Wook in this. But okay, I kind of do. But I remember the girl, I think, had a heart disease or something of the sort.
No, she had fear of violence.
Oh, she didn't have like a heart disease?
I don't remember heart disease. What I do remember is she couldn't witness violence because when their house was attacked, she saw something very violent when she was young, and then her mom told her don't speak because they were running and she hid, I think, behind a trash can, and then the mom told her, shh, be quiet, don't speak. So when her adoptive fathers, because it looks like they both had adoptive father and best friend took her in,
that's a thing I also remember. They had a bakery, right?
Yeah. She didn't talk for many, was it months? She didn't talk. Because, she was told by her mom to be quiet.
Okay. Clearly don't remember that story. K2, I also don't remember what the story was about. Like, I don't remember why the female lead was being chased. I just remember that Ji Chang Wook was an attractive bodyguard. I was like, oh my God. And I don't know, like there were things he would do and I was like, wow, okay, I also need to get myself a bodyguard. And I low-key shipped him with the older, like with the villain. I was like, what's wrong with me? Why do I like, I had a problem at that time. Like, I
No,
liked
they
him. I
made a
liked him.
good couple.
They really did. They had like some serious sexual tension going on, but freaking loved it. Loved it. Like, I have a feeling she liked him. She never admitted it, but the way she used to look at him, she did.
There was like some attraction there because her relationship with her husband was very okay. So let's see if I can remember the story because I enjoyed that story very much and the soundtrack was amazing. So her husband, I think, let me see his name, Jang Si-joon, right, was the father to the main female lead, Anna. Anna. She was called Anna. Yes, I remember.
Anna, yes.
So, so this villain, Choi Eugene, she's the one who put Anna in like a monastery somewhere.
Yeah.
I think to curb her from, one, to keep the husband in control, and two, to like prevent her from inheriting the empire that she was building. Yeah. So the very first scene, I remember very well. Anna was running away, and Ji Chang Wook's character Jiha is the one, who they bumped into each other, and she was screaming, "Help me, help me!" And the bastard did nothing. Like, that really got to me. I was so annoyed.
He tried to help until
did he?
Yeah, he did. He did, because you remember there was the scene at the train station, at the underground, like now at the actual train station, where he beat up, beat up that cop, and I think killed him. I don't know if he killed him or made him pass out. One of those two. Then while they were going, or something like that, she ended up like being arrested again by those people
and taken back.
And then the guy and he stopped helping her, because when he looked at that person he had beaten up, they had a cop's badge, a police badge, and he was like, damn, not getting into this, don't even know who this woman is, I'm just about to live my life, like, let me go where it is I'm going. So he did try to help. He tried to intervene until he was like, this kind of looks super sus, and I'm not interested in like dipping my fingers into this, so I'm out. So he left.
Yeah.
Let
me ask you, what was it that the main female lead had on him that kept blackmailing him, that made him the bodyguard?
Let me tell you, I don't remember that story. I don't. Which is why I'm telling you, I feel like I want to watch K2 again.
Yeah. Even the action was impressive.
It really was.
So impressive.
Yeah, it was. It was a bit exaggerated, but I mean, who's to say that those things don't happen? But anyway, there's no but. It was exaggerated, Cynthia. That's all I'm going to say.
No, all K-drama, all K-series that have action that I've watched, they are exaggerated. They are extremely exaggerated.
Like now, him just cleaning the window, and then there he is again, hitting it and getting in. I was like, sir, not possible. They just
bad and crazy. The dude jumped off the window 2 floors down into a car and came out unscathed.
Those are things I just don't understand. I'm like, fine, it's fine. Like, we move with it. We keep going. We watch and we're like, yeah, I'm watching something fictional, so I move on. He's supposed to be this deadly guy who can kill you at any point. So I accepted it. I was like, yeah, that's who he is. But I always like the fact that he's able to like demonstrate those two sides of him. Because even in Healer, he was this recluse, an introvert, I think he was an introvert, but it was like he was more of a recluse actually than he was an introvert, to be honest. Depends on what your definition of introvert is. But
what's recluse?
A recluse is just like someone who, I hope I'm using it correctly. Like someone who self, you keep yourself hidden, lack of a better term. Yeah.
Yeah, that was his entire character. He was the healer. He did things and didn't want people to know who he was.
Yeah, it's like a hermit actually. Like you just favor the solitary life. And he actually was a recluse because he had a very solitary life going on and he avoided people. Apart from that scene where he goes and works with the girl, like
which was undercover.
Which was still undercover, but still he showed his face. Because Healer himself never used to like showing his face. Yeah, and preferred being a hermit. Which makes sense why like he broke down that time he was sick.
He was he sick? His mentor had died. So he shut everyone off from the world.
He didn't get sick. I think he got sick.
He got very sick because he wasn't eating. He wasn't doing anything. And then like he had shut even the hacker from communication completely. So when Park Min Young's character came in, or found by the graces of God, I guess, found his hideout.
Which I'm still wondering how she found it, but anyway. But she kind of was like following Hila's life, so.
Yeah, that's one. And then two, she was given hints by the hacker. So the hacker went to see her.
I also like that the hacker.
And Anajuma at that.
That's true. Oh yeah, I'd forgotten that. I mean, I need to like check. She's like still around. Am I saying in that sense? Like she's still acting.
I don't know. Probably she's given the mother roles.
Definitely, all Ajumas are given mother. Okay, makes sense. What else? No, the hacker was our favorite Ajuma.
Yes, it was. Wait, is she the one? No, she's not.
It's her.
What do you mean our favorite?
The one in all. She's always playing the mom in everything. Do you remember the person who is Kim Mi Kyung?
Okay. I need to do a little more research. Kim Mi Kyung. Yes, she's usually the mother, yes. But not... Oh, yes, she is! Oh, my gosh! No! What? Respect. Absolute respect.
Yeah, she's also his mother in Forecasting Love and Weather.
Oh.
Yeah, and she still looks the same. I'm like, I freaking need to drink whatever form of youth that you have. Like, that water, I need it as well. Because what? She still looks the same. In all shows I've watched, she looks, whether she's poor, whether she's rich. I'm like, okay, I've never seen her in a rich character. But she's always like middle income stroke poor, stroke lower income. Oh. Wow. Revelation for us. So yeah, K2 was amazing. Like, then after that, Suspicious Partner came out. Oh, I loved Suspicious Partner.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites, to be honest, of Ji Chang Wook. The comedy, even the bits where like they show his traumatic past and everything. I'm like, this guy is a freaking good actor, but the comedy is what got me. And then he was paired up with his female lead. Like, they had such good chemistry.
Yes, they did.
Good. chemistry. Oh my God. And then him in a prosecutor's uniform.
And his undying love for the second lead.
But then I got over that.
Yeah, he did.
He did. I also like the fact that he was so damn attractive in the show. But that's besides the point. When he put on those glasses, Cynthia, I was like, fine. I mean, it's fine. It's okay. You know, I'm okay.
Hold up. Okay. Can we discuss the fact that those glasses were, one, Harry Potter glasses, and two, they were worn at the end of the nose bridge? Dude, why? That's what old people do.
And then the way he'd look at people through them, I'm like, why are you giving me such old people vibes but still looking attractive? Like, I can't deal. I reconcile the two. And you know, the fact that you talked about those Harry Potter glasses, he also wears glasses in the end of K2. No, not K2. Is it K2? Yeah.
No.
Really? In K2, not the end, not the final episode. Because the final episode, they're like some, I don't know, they're on a beach or something. Yeah. Or a fountain. I can't remember. It was one of those.
Was it when he was in Subways?
No, there's a bit where he walks towards her to hug her.
Huh.
Anyway, the only reason I remember that is because I've watched the refresher today.
Yeah.
It's either K2 or it's Healer, but it must be K2. I think he was wearing those.
I'll have to take your word for it. Uh-huh.
I'm also now confused because I'm like, one of those three. He was either wearing those glasses in Healer, K2, and it's a snow scene. Because he like hugs her. And the female lead gets into his coat.
Boat?
Coat.
Oh.
The coat that he was wearing. Like he hugs, you know that thing where you open the coat and then you like put it around. I have a feeling it's K2. I don't know. But anyway, so Suspicious Partner. And then after that, I think Lovestruck City. I tried to watch it, but gave up on it. But I feel like it had a great, it started off well. I just don't know why I lost momentum. But there was still something in me that wanted to keep up with what was going on with the show. So I did that.
I found it odd.
Mm-hmm.
Because of how the time it came out. Because when it was coming out, I was really entering into K-dramas and I really loved the authenticity that was K-dramas. And I tended to go for much older dramas than the new ones. So when I saw this one that was taking so much from Hollywood, I was like, nah, that's what I'm running away from.
It could also be because it was on Netflix. Actually, quite a number of Netflix K-dramas have a more contemporary and closer to what I guess what we as a society can relate to. But they don't take it to the extreme. But this one was weird because how do you just meet someone and then you guys get married? That was weird.
Well, they do it in Love is Blind.
I mean, yeah, that's the purpose of the show. But this one, you can't just meet someone out of the blues and then you're like, I mean, I don't even think they knew each other for more than 2 weeks. But there they were getting married. Yeah, this is just weird. But
that a good cast.
Looking good there. I mean, there's no show where I've watched where it's not looking good. Then Melting Me Softly. Melting Me Softly was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the hottest kisses. That rain shower kiss. that.
Which, thank you for sending it. I will agree, yes. And it's kind of weird for me because to me, Ji Chang Wook is an action person, not a romance. So even the romance scenes in the shows we're talking about, I completely blocked them out. To me, he's action. But yeah, that was good.
That's so, I don't know. You know, the more we do this, the more I realize how we just, as much as we like one thing, which is K-dramas, how we watch them is so different. Because I watch it from a romantic angle. So for me, Ji Chang Wook stands out as a romance person. So I can tell you, he can do romantic action, he can do romantic comedies, he can do contemporary romance. Like everything I've watched has a romantic element, and I'm always like, yeah, that freaking stands out for me, you know. And I think that's why I liked him. Apart from the fact that I feel like he's one of the best kissers in K-drama land, but he's just good at portraying those emotions, you know.
Yeah.
Even in Lovestruck in the City. Yeah, like in Lovestruck in the City, he was supposed to be this person who like fell hard for this girl, and you know, just you meet this person and then you like them, and that's what happened. He met her, he liked her character and her personality, so hard for her, and then she up and leaves him without saying anything. I loved how he was able to just show the anguish and just the whole process of him dealing with that. So even when he saw her, when she came back to his life, and him trying to figure out like, why did you leave me? What was wrong? And then finding out that, oh, this is where you actually did go. It was interesting. And I didn't watch that show, but anyway. Yeah.
It's one of those shows. I also have a couple of those. Didn't watch them, but kept track.
Thank you for listening to the Beyond Hollywood podcast, the Ji Chang Wook episode part 1. Stay tuned for part 2 of more of the Healer Actor.